Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play, or rather, a return to a game for a brand new Let's Play. We are playing Dungeon Explorer for the NEC TurboGrafx 16 and NEC PC Engine for the 4th time. We played it as the fighter, we played it as the elf, we played it as the warlock. That gave me trouble. And now I'm playing another class. And if you wait for the story to finish being told at the title screen, you'll be able to see all 8 classes you can pick from. I actually went back to my old list that I went to for the 3rd Let's Play of this game, where I was thinking, what do I pick from between the warlock, the bishop, and the witch? And I had to think about it for a little bit, because I was hoping not to have as bad a time this time around as I did last time when I played as the warlock. Guess what? We're about to have as bad a time as we had with the warlock, because that's the class I'm picking right there, the bishop. Mortal Bless and Vaporizer are the magic spells, 6, 6, 7, 9 for the speed, attack, strength, and intelligence, and of course the Holy Light is the standard attack. And yeah, the bishop does not start with a lot of hit points, sadly. Though he does have Mortal Bless, which does allow him to restore all of his hit points, which is very, very good. And definitely worth keeping around. And here's the game in action. It's one of those top-down dungeon crawls, but you can play with more than one person. As a matter of fact, you can play up to a 5-player game with this game. If you have the multi-tap for the TurboGrafx 16/PC engine, you can use it to play with more than 2 people, which is pretty cool, even though it can get a little crowded at times. But not only is there a multiplayer story that you can do, but there's also a multiplayer arena, which I will briefly mention, like I always have, later on in the game. And we're starting the game, and as soon as you press the run button, we immediately see the land of Odessia, or Odyssea, depending on how you want to pronounce it. And there are our heroes, well, some of them anyway, looking across the land from a cliffside. And from here, we go straight to the land of Odessia, which clearly needs our help. Welcome! How many persons would like to play? Push run and hold for up to 5 players. I'm just going to press the button because I'm just playing solo like I always have. And from here, you can either put in the password to start off where you left off with a certain character with certain stats, or you can choose member to start a new game with a new class. And we have the fighter, which we've done. There's the thief. I'm worried about that one. There's warlock, which I played last time, and I'm still worried about it. Witch, I'm worried about that one. Bard, I'm really worried about that one. Bishop, which we're going to play as. Elf, which I played as and ended up being better than expected, much like the fighter. And Gnome, which is supposed to be gnome, but it's spelled that way because of a translation error. I might like him, but I'll never know until I actually play as him. We're going to be playing as the bishop. And here we are. We are at level 1. We have 14 hit points, which is really bad for this point in the game. So here we are. We are the bishop. We're the guy in the blue robe with the gray beard. By holding down the 2 button, you can do your standard projectile attack. And by pressing 1, you can perform a magic attack. Down at the bottom of the screen is our class, our hit points, and our white and black magic. We can press select to switch between the 2 types of magic, white and black. White is usually some sort of healing spell or a buff that makes you better in some way, while black magic is kind of used for attacking and for other things as well that kind of let you do some damage to the enemies and maybe some bosses as well. The white magic for the bishop is Mortal Bless, which not only refills all your hit points when casted, but the effects of which aren't even mentioned in the manual. I actually had to look it up just to find out what it was. And yes, it's refill of all hit points. And the black magic is Vaporizer, which does a random amount of damage to enemies. It's going to be pretty weak. Don't expect me to use it all that much early on in the game. I'm going to be using my white magic a lot more often. I can just see that happening now. And if you press the run button, you can either get a password, which will change as you increase your stats and also do things in the game. You can see your status, which lets you see your stats for your current character. And there's level, which we start out as, or start out with, which shows our current level and our maximum hit points. As I said before, we're at level 1. We have 14 maximum hit points. That's really, really bad. We're going to get shredded if we get hit enough times, which isn't going to be a lot. And as far as the status goes, agility is how fast you move on the screen. Attack is how fast your attacks launch out. Strength is the actual physical power of your attacks. And intelligence is how powerful your magic is. And we start out with high intelligence, which is pretty good, but still not good enough for Vaporizer. Bishop moves around pretty slowly. I want to increase that stat ASAP. And attack and strength are okay, but I want to increase those as well. So, all this, 14 hit points. We have some work to do if we want to get the Aura Stone as the bishop. And yeah, okay. Let us go ahead and leave the tavern. The tavern is where you can go to heal in case you are low on hit points. And we are now in the village near the castle, and if we move around, we can go to houses, and when we enter houses, we'll immediately talk to the person inside. The king anxiously awaits you. Go to Axe's castle and meet him in the rear room. We will be doing that pretty darn soon. Let's go to this house and see what this person has to say. Our country's ancient book tells of a colored crystal. Use it to increase power. I will be talking about that crystal when the time comes. Oh, and by the way, you do have a couple continues as lives. They are signified by the little, I guess you could say, candles down at the center of the heads-up display down at the bottom, above where my stats are at. And you lose one when you die, and you press the run button to revive. If you lose all of your... If you die once, you'll lose any buffs that you got from items, such as boosts of agility or anything like that. And if you lose all 5 of them, the game is over. Dying in this game, not good. There are many treasures hidden among the enemy. Use them to help you fight. Sometimes you'll get white and black magic charges, other times you will get stat increasing items, and you definitely want to make sure that you make use of that. Pay attention, don't destroy stuff. Yes, you can destroy stuff like in Gauntlet. This game plays much like Gauntlet. And yeah, you want to make sure that you get whatever you can, so that way you can make your character better and you can stand the chance in the later areas of the game. The devil himself is Natus. He looks for the aura. Death will follow if he finds it. Obviously, Natus is Satan spelled backwards. I bet you can figure out just from that he's the main antagonist of the story. Of this game. The king seems different since the devil appeared. He always worries about Odyssea. Well, I mean, the Aura Stone controls the will of the people. If somebody who shouldn't have it does indeed have it, I would be worried too. And unfortunately, you can't walk up to the guards and talk to them. Like, pressing either button has no effect and just does either the attack or the magic anyway. So here's the castle. We need to go here before we do anything else. And we need to go through the middle entrance, the very big entrance, and then go up the stairs. Welcome, brave one. I've waited a long time for you. Your mission awaits you. If you press button 1, you'll get the text to scroll slowly. If you press button 2 to advance the text, you'll get this text to scroll quickly. You know of the magic Aura Stone. Anyone who obtains the stone will have the power to rule the world. You must find the Aura Stone and bring it back to me. However, if the devil finds the stone first, he will wreak havoc on us all. Go to the locked dungeon in the south of the castle. My man Judas is waiting there for you. Before you go, here is some special magic that you will need to fight the enemy. And whenever you talk to the king to find out where you need to go next, you'll always get one magic charge, one of each type. You'll get one white charge and one black charge, always. You can carry up to 9, and in case you get up to 9 and you try to grab another one of the type that you've maxed out on, you can't grab it. It'll just be in the way and you'll just push it around. But anyway, we need to go south from here, and we need to take out this slime. There is a house here. We can talk to the person inside. The locked dungeon is near. Head west to find Melba Village. Danger awaits. And we will be going to Melba Village later on. But, first things first, we need to go into the locked dungeon and take care of the bull beast. I am Judas. The king has sent me to tell you that Bull Beast is near and mad. He's also blocking the way because plot wall. And I wanted to make sure that I shot a slime and then the enemy generator. Yeah, that red flashing thing that was producing the green slimes, those are enemy generators, and you do want to get rid of them. These slimes are pretty easy to destroy at this point in the game. Not much to say about them. And we also have staircases. The staircase leading up will lead up 1 level, while the stairs here will lead down 1 level. We need to go down the stairs, and we need to be very careful. Also, I am destroying these things very carefully, because in case somebody drops something like that, I can get it. That blue bottle that I grabbed, that makes me flash red, and that makes enemies move away from me. And these kobolds in the silver armor, they do drop black magic, but they can also be pretty powerful. See? Black magic. And more black magic. So we got 3 charges of white magic, or 1 charge of white magic and 3 charges of black magic. Things are not looking good. If I could grab something like a ring of power, a little golden ring of healing that not only heals me but also increases my maximum HP for a little while, that would be good too, but I'm not exactly counting on it. And we need to be very careful as we go through here. The eye enemies take 1 hit to the feet, but they can be a little bit of a handful to deal with. And I need to go a little bit forward and take care of the enemies here. Alright. And I need to be very careful where I go and what I shoot at too. You really want to be careful, and you want to make sure not to have too many enemies on screen. Because if you have too many enemies on screen, a blue fireball will show up, and it will wreck you. It will absolutely destroy you in 1 hit at this point. Also, we got some white magic from the eye enemies. Good. And that item right there, we've already seen the boots of agility, the blue boots. Those increase our agility, but this increases our attack speed. Not what we needed it, but hey, it's there, it's free, I'll take it. Just make sure not to destroy it, because destroying an item in this game, not the best course of action. Ow. And you want to be very careful going through here. These lizard enemies can be a little nasty, but at least they can drop white charges too, which is always a good thing. I do want to get as many white charges as I can, like right here. We now have 4 of each kind of charge. We are definitely jamming now. And there we go. Anything else? Oh, by the way, if you off-screen enemies that come out of enemy generators, you will get rid of them just by moving them off the screen. Should be mentioned. And there are 2 kinds of rocks that you'll see. The ones with all the cracks in them, you can destroy with your standard attack with button 2. And hey, more chances to destroy these guys. Crown of Intelligence increases your intelligence. And these little things that look more like mountains and don't have the cracks in them, these kinds of rocks, you have them move into them to push them. Well, we've got 4 white charges and 4 black charges. I don't expect the black charges to work against the Bull Beast, who we will be facing as soon as we go down these stairs. I do have 4 white charges, though. I want to be very careful with these, and I want to make sure I don't get hit a whole lot. So, without further ado, the Bull Beast battle. I am Bull Beast. Who dares to trespass in my dungeon? You fool! Prepare to die. And you're going to have to run around the room and just try really hard not to get hit. This guy always attacks diagonally. You want to make sure that you attack from the cardinal directions. So that way, you don't have to worry much about having to avoid this guy. And the more distance you have between yourself and the Bull Beast, the more shots you can get per pass. Now we have the Stone of Power, which was mentioned by one of the villagers near the castle. Orange is agility, cyan is attack speed, purple is attack strength, and green is intelligence. And let's see here. I want to get agility, because I really need to be able to move. And we have now went up 1 level, and we've doubled our hit points to 28. That's good. That means we won't have that hard of a time surviving. It'll still be a difficult time, but not as bad as it was here at the beginning part of the game. The beginning of the game, where you have to face Bull Beast, can be really, really treacherous, depending on your knowledge of the game, how you fight enemies, what you know, and definitely what class you're playing as. I had to play pretty conservatively just to get this to go. And now it's time to repeatedly go upstairs. But first, let's destroy some enemies and get some magic charges, which I will definitely need. Let's get some more agility. Let's move these things out of the way. And before I do, I want to see if I can destroy some more enemies. Maybe not. Get out of there. And now that Judas is out of the way, and we can go to Melba Village, we're going to get some more of those spell charges that were just staring us right in the face when Judas met us. And now we can go back up to the locked dungeon entrance, and we can head back to the castle. You don't necessarily need to do it, but every time you ask the king where to go next, you'll always get 1 black charge and 1 white charge for your magic. So I definitely recommend doing this. Oh? You did not find the aura yet? Then go through to the west of Locked Dungeon and enter Melba Village. However, be careful. The terrible Gutworm lives there. Before you go, here are some special magic you will need to fight the enemy. And we are now up to 5 white charges and 7 black charges. So we have plenty of opportunities to heal ourselves with, and I want to make sure that I make the most use of them. So, we have defeated the Bull Beast, and we have opened the way to Melba Village. More adventure will be coming our way when we go towards Melba Village, but that will have to wait until the next video. So join me next time where we head to Melba Village. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!